Hi and welcome to How to Paint Small using palette knife. Today we are going to use our palette knives. I am going to use this one, which is the little one. It's just about, I've given a list in your how-to notes there, and there will be the different sizing. This is number 5. I would advise you to use the smallest one because we're going to be painting on our little 7x5. And today we are going to do a Donegal scene. So don't get scared, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this Donegal scene with these lovely tones, or that thereabouts, except we're going to do it on our small scale using the palette knife. So you can see how these vary, but how there's similarities. There's similarities in how you lay down the whole beginning of it, how you put the horizon in, and then you work around that. But they're very different in the application of paint with a paintbrush or the application of paint using palette knife. So we're going to do lots of colours today. We're mixing our own colours. What I'm using is I'm using acrylic. There's a list as well of these in your notes. But acrylic is heavy bodied, which is really good to use to get that thickness. But anybody that has joined my workshops before will know that I really like Sennelier, System 3, Winsor Newton. Basically what I want you to do is just paint, right? It doesn't matter necessarily if you're beginning right now. If you're advanced, then I definitely would encourage you to use your heavy body or to mix your paints so you really get that thick feeling in them. This is just a little canvas board that I'm using. You can use a square one if you want and just crop off the sides, but let's get started. So the way I like to start all of these, and because I really am taking you from start to finish, really full pelt so that you feel that you've achieved and you can see the product at the end, you're going to use a small pad to begin with and a pencil, or I would advise a pen. It's really good if you're joining these classes and you're into painting at the minute. I'd love you to gravitate towards the sketchy side of things, because what it does is it teaches you to just look at things that way. It teaches you to look at a horizon. It teaches you to think about how you would put seaweed down. It teaches you to think about how you would put a rugged little wall in there. Okay, so I'm going to use pen to get to see it, but also you can see how these lines flow very well. And the first thing we're going to do is put our horizon. So we start about a third of the way down. We have a scoop to begin with. Then that goes into our first rugged mountain. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit skew with. Back up again and over to the side. Now here, where we are, this is where our road's going to go in. So we're going to scoop that in and bring it out again. Where that road goes to is we're going to go out again and we're going to make it nice and wide. And then we're going to separate these. So we're going to go along and up. This is our rugged headland here. If you've been to Donegal, it's just roads and those lovely rugged mountains. And then we're going to do another little line here. Okay, so the way I want you to look at this is I want you to look at how this is broken down, right? But now I want you to add in 4 different textures. This is just teaching you with the understanding of getting you to a point where you see texture with just one tool. So you don't have to necessarily have the paint. You're providing texture with your lines, okay? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the very back one and we're going to do thatching. Thatching is like this. You crisscross over each other. Let's do that. Okay, you've immediately added depth to that, okay? Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to fill in a solid. So this is going to be a solid colour blocked in. Using your pencil, just really fill that in, lean heavy. Using your pen, you're just going to fill in every corner so you have block colours. And in your own time, you can go back over that so you get it really, really solid. So I'm going to show you just here. You want to get it really nice and solid like that, okay? Now, for the other parts, for over here, for over here, I want you to do little circles. So like this. You can do this like a chain where you go like the whirligig, or you can do separate little circles. Okay. And now we're going to do another one, which is very simple. So because this is our road anyway, we're going to promote speed in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to do that very flicky. Okay, and the last one we're going to do is our C shape. So it's kind of like the way it's a wee bit like the way people do with a bird, you know, like a flick. People do like a little V shape. That's what you're going to do just to add texture to the sky. There's always clouds hang around the mountains, so I'm just going to do a few little ticks there. Okay, and that's your 5 different textures that I just want you to see. That's Donegal rugged in our little drawing. Now, let's move on. So also that's teaching you is to work on this small scale. If you're sitting out doing any kind of painting outside, any plein air painting, I would really encourage you to just take one tool, even if you've just your pencil, you want to add in those little skills as you do it too.